Ladies and gentlemen, our focus today is on a principle that, when truly understood and applied, has the power to transform your life completely. The topic we will explore is this: focus on yourself, not others. Now, I want you to pause for a moment and really consider those words. Focus on yourself, not others. At first glance, this might seem like a selfish concept, perhaps even contrary to the values of community and service that many of us hold dear. But I assure you, when we delve deeper into this principle, we will discover that it is not only beneficial for you as an individual, but also essential for your ability to positively impact the world around you. Let's begin by understanding what it truly means to focus on yourself. This is not about narcissism or self-absorption. It's not about ignoring the needs of others or living in isolation. Now, focusing on yourself is about recognizing your unique value, your God-given potential, and your personal responsibility to develop and maximize that potential. You see, each one of you sitting here today is a unique creation. There has never been, and there will never be, another person exactly like you. You have been endowed with a specific set of gifts, talents, and abilities that are uniquely yours. And with those gifts comes a responsibility to develop them, to nurture them, and to use them for the purpose for which they were given. When you focus on yourself in this way, you're not being selfish. You're being faithful to the design and purpose for which you were created. You're honoring the investment that has been made in you by your Creator. Now, let's contrast this with the alternative: focusing on others. When I say focusing on others, I'm not talking about serving others or being considerate of their needs. Those are important aspects of a purposeful life. What I'm referring to is the tendency many people have to constantly compare themselves to others, to seek validation from others, or to live their lives based on others' expectations rather than their own purpose and potential. This kind of focus on others is detrimental to your personal growth and fulfillment. It's like trying to live someone else's life instead of your own. It's like trying to run someone else's race instead of the one that's been set before you. Think about it this way. Imagine you're a rose, but you spend all your time and energy trying to be an oak tree. No matter how hard you try, you'll never succeed in becoming an oak tree. And in the process, you'll miss out on becoming the beautiful rose you were meant to be. This is what happens when we focus too much on others instead of ourselves. So how do we shift our focus from others to ourselves in a healthy, purposeful way? The first step is self-awareness. You need to understand who you are, what your strengths are, what your passions are, and what unique contribution you're capable of making to the world. This self-awareness doesn't come automatically. It requires introspection, reflection, and often seeking feedback from trusted mentors or advisors. It means taking the time to really get to know yourself, your values, your beliefs, your goals, and your dreams. Once you have this self-awareness, the next step is self-acceptance. This means embracing who you are, including your strengths and your weaknesses. It means accepting your unique journey and not comparing it to anyone else's. You see, comparison is one of the greatest thieves of joy and purpose. When you constantly compare yourself to others, you're either going to feel superior, which leads to arrogance, or inferior, which leads to insecurity. Neither of these states is conducive to personal growth or fulfillment. Instead of comparing yourself to others, compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Are you growing? Are you learning? Are you moving closer to your goals and your purpose? These are the questions that matter when you're focusing on yourself. Now let's talk about personal responsibility. When you focus on yourself, you take full responsibility for your life, your choices, and your outcomes. You stop blaming others for your circumstances and start recognizing your power to shape your own destiny. This is incredibly empowering. When you take responsibility for your life, you reclaim your power to change it. You stop being a victim of circumstances and start being the author of your own story. But here's the thing. Taking responsibility isn't always easy. It means acknowledging your mistakes and learning from them. It means facing your fears and insecurities head on. It means stepping out of your comfort zone and taking risks. However, it's through this process of taking responsibility and facing challenges that you grow. It's how you develop resilience, build character, and unlock your true potential. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Dr. Munroe, isn't it important to consider others? Aren't we supposed to care about other people? And that's an excellent question. The answer is yes, absolutely. But here's the key. You can't truly serve others effectively until you first focus on developing yourself. Think about it like this. On an airplane, they always tell you to put on your own oxygen mask before helping others. Why? Because if you run out of oxygen yourself, you won't be able to help anyone else. The same principle applies in life. By focusing on yourself, on your growth, your development, your purpose, you're actually putting yourself in a better position to serve and impact others. When you focus on yourself in this way, you become more, not less. You become more confident, more capable, more purposeful. And as a result, you have more to give to others. You become a better leader, a better friend, a better family member because you're operating from a place of fullness rather than lack. Let's explore this concept further. When you focus on yourself, you're investing in your personal growth and development. This might mean pursuing education or training to enhance your skills. It might mean working on your physical health and well. It might mean developing your emotional intelligence or spiritual life. As you make these investments in yourself, you're increasing your capacity to contribute value to the world around you. You're becoming a better problem solver, more effective communicator, a more empathetic listener. In essence, you're becoming a more valuable asset to your community, your workplace, and your relationships. Consider the example of a tree. A tree doesn't grow by focusing on other trees. It grows by focusing on its own process of growth, extending its roots deep into the soil, reaching its branches towards the sun, drawing in nutrients and water. And as it grows and becomes strong and healthy, it naturally provides more benefits to its environment. More oxygen, more shade, more. You are like that tree. By focusing on your own growth and development, you naturally increase your ability to positively impact the world around you. Now, let's address another common concern. Some people worry that focusing on themselves will make them selfish or self-centered. But there's a big difference between self-focus and selfishness. Selfishness is about taking from others to benefit yourself. Self-focus, on the other hand, is about developing yourself so that you have more to give. Think about the great leaders and change makers throughout history. People like Martin Luther King Jr., Mahatma Gandhi, or Mother Teresa. These individuals made enormous contributions to humanity, but they didn't do it by focusing on others at the expense of themselves. They did it by first developing themselves, their character, their skills, their vision, and then using that development to serve others. This is the paradox of self-focus. By investing in yourself, you actually become more capable of serving others. By developing your unique gifts and talents, you put yourself in a position to make a unique contribution to the world. So how do we put this principle into practice in our daily lives? It starts with setting clear goals for your personal growth and development. What skills do you need to develop? What habits do you need to cultivate? What knowledge do you need to acquire? These are the questions you should be asking yourself regularly. Once you have set these goals, it's crucial to create a plan to achieve them. This might involve setting aside time each day for personal development activities like reading, learning a new skill, or practicing mindfulness. It might involve seeking out mentors or coaches who can guide you in your growth journey. It might involve making changes to your daily routine to prioritize your health and well-being. Remember, personal growth is not a destination. It's a journey. It's not about reaching a certain point and then stopping. It's about continual improvement, continual learning, continual development. Now, as you embark on this journey of self-focus and personal growth, it's important to be patient with yourself. Growth takes time. It's not always linear. There will be setbacks and challenges along the way. But each of these challenges is an opportunity for growth if you approach it with the right mindset. This brings us to another crucial aspect of focusing on yourself. Developing a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. When you have a growth mindset, you see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow rather than as threats to your self-esteem. You embrace failure as a necessary part of the learning process rather than as a final judgment on your abilities. Developing a growth mindset is crucial when you're focusing on yourself because it allows you to approach your personal development with curiosity and resilience. Instead of saying, I'm not good at this, you say, I'm not good at this yet. Instead of giving up when things get difficult, you push through, knowing that the struggle is where the growth happens. Now let's address another important aspect of focusing on yourself. Self-care. In our busy, fast-paced world, it's easy to neglect our own needs as we try to meet the demands of work, family, and other responsibilities. But self-care is not selfish. It's necessary. Think about it this way. You are the instrument through which you achieve your purpose and make your contribution to the world. If you don't take care of that instrument, if you don't keep it tuned, so to speak, you won't be able to play the music you were meant to play. Self-care might look different for different people. For some, it might mean setting aside time for exercise or meditation. For others, it might mean saying no to commitments that drain your energy. For others still, it might mean seeking professional help to deal with mental health challenges or past traumas. Whatever form it takes, self-care is an essential part of focusing on yourself. It's about recognizing your own worth and treating yourself with the same kindness and consideration that you would show to someone you love. Now, as we talk about focusing on yourself, it's important to address the role of relationships in this process. Some people mistakenly believe that focusing on themselves means isolating themselves from others. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Healthy relationships are actually a crucial part of personal growth and development. We need others to challenge us, to support us, to provide feedback and perspective. The key is to cultivate relationships that are mutually beneficial. Relationships that support your growth rather than hindering it. This might mean reevaluating some of your current relationships. Are there people in your life who consistently bring you down, who discourage your dreams, or who drain your energy? It might be time to create some distance from these relationships and instead seek out connections with people who inspire you, challenge you, and support your growth. Remember, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. By consciously choosing to surround yourself with people who are also focused on personal growth and development, you create an environment that naturally supports your own growth. Now let's talk about the importance of vision in focusing on yourself. Without a clear vision of who you want to become and what you want to achieve, it's easy to get distracted by the expectations and opinions of others. Your vision is your personal North Star. It's what guides your decisions and actions. It's what keeps you motivated when things get tough. And most importantly, it's what ensures that you're living your life, not someone else's. Developing your personal vision requires deep reflection. What are your core values? What kind of impact do you want to make in the world? What does success look like to you? These are not easy questions to answer, but they are essential if you want to focus on yourself in a meaningful way. Once you have a clear vision, it becomes much easier to make decisions that align with your true self. You'll be less swayed by the opinions of others or the pressure to conform to societal expectations. Instead, you'll be guided by your own internal compass. Now, as we delve deeper into this topic, I want to address a common misconception. Some people believe that focusing on themselves means ignoring the needs of others or being insensitive to the world around them. But nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, when you truly focus on yourself, on developing your gifts, pursuing your purpose, and becoming the best version of yourself, you naturally become more tuned to the needs of others and more capable of making a positive impact in the world. Think about it this way. When you constantly focus on others, on their opinions, their expectations, their judgments, you're operating from a place of insecurity and fear. You're more concerned with pleasing others or avoiding criticism than with making a genuine contribution. But when you focus on yourself, on your growth, Your purpose, your authentic self, you operate from a place of confidence and authenticity. You're able to give freely without expecting anything in return because your sense of worth doesn't depend on others' approval. This is the paradox of self-focus. By turning inward, you actually become more capable of turning outward in a meaningful way. By developing yourself, you increase your capacity to serve others and make a positive impact in the world. Now let's talk about the role of purpose in focusing on yourself. Each of you was created with a unique purpose, a specific contribution that only you can make to the world. Focusing on yourself means discovering and pursuing that purpose with passion and dedication. Your purpose is not something that's imposed on you from the outside. It's not about meeting others' expectations or following a predetermined path. Your purpose comes from within. It's the intersection of your talents, your passions, and the needs of the world around you. Discovering your purpose requires self-reflection and experimentation. It means trying new things, taking risks, and being willing to fail. It means paying attention to what energizes you, what you lose track of time doing, what makes you feel most alive. Once you've discovered your purpose, focusing on yourself means aligning your life with that purpose. It means making choices that support your purpose, even when those choices are difficult or unpopular. It means saying no to things that don't align with your purpose, even if they seem attractive or lucrative. Living with purpose gives your life direction and meaning. It provides a framework for decision-making and helps you stay focused on what truly matters to you. When you're living in alignment with your purpose, you'll find that you have more energy, more motivation, and more fulfillment in your life. Now let's address another crucial aspect of focusing on yourself. Developing self-discipline. Self-discipline is the ability to control your impulses, emotions, and behaviors in order to achieve your long-term goals. Without self-discipline, it's easy to get sidetracked by short-term pleasures or distractions. You might know what you need to do to grow and develop, but without self-discipline, you struggle to actually do those things consistently. Developing self-discipline is not about punishing yourself or denying yourself pleasure. It's about aligning your actions with your values and goals. It's about making choices that support your long-term vision for yourself, even when those choices are difficult in the moment. Self-discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Start by setting small, achievable goals for yourself and then holding yourself accountable to those goals. As you build momentum and confidence, you can tackle larger, more challenging goals. Remember, self-discipline is not about perfection. It's about consistency. It's about getting back on track when you slip up, rather than giving up entirely. It's about making progress, not achieving perfection. Now, as we continue our exploration of focusing on yourself, let's talk about the importance of continuous learning. In today's rapidly changing world, the ability to learn and adapt is more crucial than ever. Focusing on yourself means committing to lifelong learning. It means staying curious, being open to new ideas, and constantly seeking to expand your knowledge and skills. This might involve formal education, but it also includes learning from your experiences, from your mistakes, and from the people around you. When you embrace continuous learning, you remain flexible and adaptable. You're better equipped to handle changes and challenges. You're able to see opportunities where others see obstacles. And most importantly, you continue to grow and evolve throughout your life,